Traders, welcome back. We're going to be covering AMC as quickly and as fast as possible, get you in and out. I'm going to go over some of the things that I'm looking at for the coming weeks. We've had a pretty good move on AMC. We've been dipping, and I did it just by some call options based on where we're at right now. In my opinion, these are risky positions, so do not take this as financial advice. I am just telling you what I am doing, where I see the stock going, and how I see it moving over the coming days, weeks, and possibly even the next 2 months, because that's when I do think AMC will get its big move. In fact, I've been calling for mid to end November to start this type of rally, going all the way into the beginning of the year. Let's not waste any more time. Like, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Let's get to it.
I got no drip in my pocket. Must have forgot it, or maybe I already.
Okay, so I'm gonna start the video a little bit differently here. The first thing I do when I cover it is gonna be the options. And now this is something that, in my opinion, is gonna be the biggest factor into getting that next level push on AMC. Now we're always talking about the short squeeze and things like that, but I do believe what caused the previous large move from $5 all the way up to $70, $69, whatever it may have been, was the options, right? So looking at what's going on, there's a few areas we need to look at. We're going to just zoom in onto the key parts. We're just looking at this left-hand side. This is the call side, the bullish side. This is the bearish side, the put. So we're just looking at these. And if you look all the way, essentially going into December, you basically got under 10,000 of these options in the money. In the money, out of the money. For the weeklies, obviously 250K out of the money. Now this is going to keep ramping up week after week. It'll just keep going up and up and up. Just what tends to happen as day traders are doing this. Now people are saying day traders was killing the stock. False, fake news. Now it's not what's happening. Just know that. So over the next few weeks, you don't really see that many in the money, and then you get into mid-December, and that's when you start to see about 30,000 in the money. You still got a lot out of the money, but there's some creeping in there. And then obviously, beginning of the year, January 21st is when you get the big call option sitting in there. Now we're going to want to see more flow come into these, in my opinion, right here. These two key numbers, possibly even the 19th of November. Those are the dates I'm really watching. I think some will flow in here. And then as the price does creep up, more will get in the money as well. But over the next 4, essentially weeks, I don't see a huge catalyst for this thing to fly. Now, you heard me just mention that I got options. So I did, in fact, buy some options. Now, if you've been following me since their last earnings call that we've covered on AMC, I did say, in my opinion, the bottom was in fact in. And I was kind of close to being wrong there. I'm not going to lie. That's when I said the bottom was in. Earnings call came in, you came back pretty low to $30, almost sub 30, and then you started to just keep making higher lows across the board. You went up, you made, in my opinion, your first leg, you came back down, you bounced. I continue to say that the low is in here, and guess what? You kept going back up, and now you're starting this trend back to the upside. So this is something that I think I need to talk about and go over for the coming weeks and stuff I'll be looking at, because I think we're stuck in a little bit of a channel right now. Now, the key areas that I'm watching, before we got this bigger move that we just had, I did think that there was 2 areas of resistance. You had the gap closed right here, which I'm not a huge gap-based trader. I don't follow this too much, but I did say, and I talked about in Discord, if you're in these and just to push up to like 44, 37, I would start cutting my position. You hit it, and then you immediately reject it. That hard rejection, as we zoom in here, is an immediate signal, in my opinion, that this was kind of bearish. You filled the gap and immediately shot down right below the daily, got rejected and continued being rejected, pushing back down below the weekly, and now you're hitting the monthly. So as you're looking at this, the next area would be that 47 region, which we didn't even get to test. That's going to be a huge area that we're going to have to retest very soon, 47, 47.5. But as of right now, why am I buying options? Right here, this is the monthly level, and if you look, you can just go back and we'll extend this box so you can see this is my buy zone, if you will, the supply zone, whatever you want to call it, right? We can just extend this all the way over. We'll extend it to about right there, and you can just keep extending it over. This is just, I have not even gone over this level yet, and so if you keep extending, you can obviously see the area of support, in my opinion. You've seen multiple wicks here all the way back to June. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see how we're flipping. So when you see action like this, it also indicates, in my opinion, that this is a key level of supply and demand, right? So you see it come down, you bounce, and then you come back down, reject, and come back down. So it's showing all the decisions are being made right here. So you're getting a bounce, you're coming through, bouncing, coming back down. That's where the decisions are really being made. And you can see it again right here. So you come up, you reject, you go through. See how you're making that decision in those regions? You're coming back up, you're getting a little bit higher, and then you're going to reject it back down, reject it again, coming back down. So you can just see that this is a key area in my opinion. And as we get closer to this day, you can see you bounced here. You can just see this area over time has been huge. So in my opinion, it's a lower probability that you dump straight through this area. And you haven't had a bounce, in my opinion. You've just been steadily just going straight through it. You even saw on the weekly, you had a bounce on the weekly, came back, bounced again. So in my opinion, it's a high probability that you bounce from this region going into tomorrow. I do think you're going to try to end the week closer to the $40 range. That's where I would anticipate over the next few weeks. I want to see slower, gradual growth. You want to see a hold ultimately of this monthly level, 39.50. That's really all I want to see. I have no high expectations over the next 2 weeks, but I do think this is a solid trade on AMC and an opportunity to make money to buy more of those shares that everyone wants, because ultimately the goal here with options, I've been saying it for months, weeks, over the past year. You want to make money with the options so you can buy more stock, okay? Overall, I have hedged and covered every single stock that I had on AMC based on trading these options. That's how I've done it. If you've been here, then you've seen the results of the benefits of the results of trading these options as well. You've had a few losers, but in my opinion, AMC is one of the best stocks to be trading out there right now. I really do love it. So what I want to see ultimately on a long-term viewpoint, holding this 39.5, getting back up. Short term, I expect a bounce to around $40, $40.5 to end the week. It could get strong depending on how we open up tomorrow. I have another video coming out later tonight going over stocks that I'm liking, an overall viewpoint in the market, and how I'm hedging this position as well. That will be out probably within the next hour, hour and a half. But that's all I got right now for AMC. Okay, so I just wanted to get bare bones too. I gave a short-term and a longer-term perspective on things that I'm looking for. Long-term stock, obviously, I'm going to keep saying it. I believe the bottom short-term is in. I don't think you're going to get back below those $30 levels before the end of the year. That's my personal opinion. Short-term perspective, I think you're going to get a bounce in the week. I think next week it looks a little promising as well, as I do think you're going to hold this 39.5 level, and that's the area that you really want to hold. But it is worth mentioning, you could obviously lose on this trade, and I'm personally hedged against this trade and hedged against the market as a whole, which I explained in my video that I will be releasing after this one, going over exactly how I'm doing that and the reason and logic behind that as well. Like, subscribe, do what you got to do. The Discord link is down below, Twitter, everything like that. Make sure you're following on Twitter for the daily updates, because I'm posting on there every single day live as I'm trading as well. And remember, boys, we run the market.
But I'm about to take off like a rocket. Houston, we might have a problem, but that don't mean money.